Do you feel like you don't have enough tools to stop yourself when you have the urge to binge? If you need something to prevent a spiral downhill, you're in the right place. Today, I'll guide you through a breathing exercise for binge eating. First, we'll cover the mechanism of the breathing exercise. Then we will talk about how to do it. And then the third part is we will do the exercise together. Hey guys, it's Dr. Joss. I have healed from over a decade of binge eating, and now it is my passion to help others do the same. If you tried everything else, then nothing else has worked for you to stop binge eating, then feel free to get a hold of my Kickstart to Food Control Guide. Let me give you a background on how the breathing exercise works. The first part that's really important here is that we have long exhales. The reason for that is because that turns on the parasympathetic nervous system. That is the opposite of the sympathetic nervous system, which is the sense of arousal when we are in a sense of fight or flight. When we are feeling anxious or stressed or irritable or frustrated, we are trying to calm down the nervous system. Another thing that we're going to be doing to turn on that parasympathetic nervous system is to have belly breathing. What that means is that you are actually breathing through your lower abdomen. This is also called diaphragmatic breathing. At baseline, most of us are actually breathing through our chest because we are at such a baseline of stress and overwhelm and activation. And so we actually do breathe from our chest. That is very, very common. So often we are doing shallow chest breathing at baseline, and that's because we are so often in an arousal state when maybe we don't have something that's actually going to threaten our survival. We are disconnected from our body when we are about to binge. And so what we're trying to do here is connect back to the body. So instead of going on autopilot in terms of going out and eating all these foods and foraging and trying to scavenge for all these foods and just eating everything in sight, we start to slow down the nervous system, meet it where it's at, so that we can provide it what it needs to calm down and sense what is true in the situation, see things more clearly, and actually have that moment so that we can be present with the current situation, instead of blacking out, going on autopilot and just eating all the foods and then coming to and realizing everything you've just eaten. Autopilot is just an indicator that we are disconnected from our body because we don't feel safe to feel the feelings that we are experiencing within our body because they're painful, they hurt. And so we're going to try and numb them out. We're trying to disconnect from our body. And that is where the autopilot comes in. When you have all this food and suddenly it's gone. When your body feels like its survival is being threatened, it's going to do its best to survive. And so you are going to go for the food. You are going to disconnect from your body. You are going to try and do everything you can to not experience pain. So let's create a sense of safety, a sense of grounding, so that you can be present in the moment and not lose yourself to food. So we're going to learn how to actually connect to the body in a way that feels safe. We are going to be regulating the nervous system. What that means is we are going to be meeting it where it's at, providing it what it needs so that it can feel safe to be fully present in the moment. Now I'll guide you through how to do the breathing for binge eating. This is best done when you are doing it before the binge is about to happen. You know that split second where you know that it might happen, or maybe you even have a little bit of a larger window when you know it might happen. This is the time that you want to do this. Earlier is better than later, of course, but when you can catch yourself beforehand, that split second before you are about to actually do the binging behavior, do this breathing exercise before you start going on autopilot. When you sense that you might have that urge to do it, this is the time to do it. The breath pattern I'll be teaching you today is the 4-7-8 breath. So what that is you'll have 4-second inhale, 7-second hold, and 8-second exhale. When you do the 4-second inhale, it's going to be more of that ocean breath. If you've ever done yoga, it's going to be kind of in the back of the throat. It's kind of like this. So it's almost like you're closing the front half of your throat. You may need to practice this a little bit, but that's okay. Take your time with it. But what it does is it kind of slows it down a little bit so that you can fully expand as much as you can into that lower abdomen. The 7 seconds is just the hold at the top, so holding it as long as you can. 7 seconds is the goal. And then 8 seconds, you're going to be doing the psh. So it's going to be like P-S-H-H-H-H-H, okay? The reason for that, when we go psh, is because it's going to extend the exhale as long as we can for that full 8 seconds. So it'll sound like this. So that kind of like closes the back teeth together. So it kind of like slows down the airflow so it can actually last that full 8 seconds. I know the first few times I've ever done this, it was very difficult to do for 8 whole seconds to exhale. So I have found that this is really, really helpful and can really start to create an ease when we are doing this, because what we're trying to do is to try and not worry about, oh, I'm running out of breath. And so these sorts of tactics are going to help you to be able to sustain that breath. So as a reminder, you're going to be doing belly breathing through this, the diaphragmatic breathing, breathing into your lower abdomen. So let's practice 2 rounds together. 4-second inhale, 7-second hold, 8-second exhale. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. And if you need to practice any more, feel free to do that. You may notice that you're pushing an edge a little bit in terms of how long you're holding that breath and how long you're extending it, but just be patient with yourself, knowing that if you really are having difficulty holding it for 7 seconds, if you're really having difficulty with exhaling for a full 8, play with it, practice it. It takes time. We're not used to breathing in this way. So don't worry, take your time. You will get better as you go. If this is the first time you've ever done any kind of breath work, just know that there may be potential symptoms of tightness in your muscles, dizziness, lightheadedness, numbness, tingling, temperature shifts, headaches. Those are all totally normal. Just know that if they happen, you can always stop the breath if you want to, or you may notice that it will pass as you continue to do the breathing. But at no point do we want you to feel like pain or anything like that. So this is always something that you can adjust. And again, you may very well not experience any of these things, but it's good to know just ahead of time. The mantra we'll be holding onto for today is grounding in safety. So now I will guide you through 5 minutes of this breath exercise. As a reminder, this is the 4-7-8 breath. We are going to be using the mantra grounding in safety. So let's start the breath together. 4-second inhale, 7-second hold, 8-second exhale. That's it. Continue. 4-second inhale, 7-second hold, 8-second exhale. Breathing into that lower abdomen. Nice, full, deep breaths. Grounding in safety. Grounding in safety. Maybe you notice your feet on the ground. Maybe you notice your bottom on the surface beneath you. Feeling that sense of being held, supported. And I invite you with every exhale to envision a line of energy going through your central channel, going through your spine, extending like roots downward and outward with every exhale, deepening and widening your roots. That's it. Every exhale, deepening and widening your roots, grounding in safety. As you inhale, feeling that energy rising up through your bottom, through your central channel, through your spine, rising up that energy up towards the ceiling, through the top of your head, reaching up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bringing that energy back down through your spine, down through your root, digging deeper and wider with those roots. As you inhale, again, breathing in all the energy, gathering up the nutrients from those roots, breathing in up through your central channel, up through the back of your head, up towards the sky, up towards universe, source, God. Holding that in your body for 7 whole seconds, releasing, reaching down with those roots deeper and wider, grounding in safety. Now, with every inhale that you take, gathering up the energy, the nutrients, the support from those roots that you have spread deep and wide, up through your central channel, up through the back of your head, all the way up through the top of your head, reaching upwards towards God, source, universe, finding that sense of support and lightness. Maybe even a sense of gratitude. Holding that for 7 whole seconds before you release. Once again, repeating that cycle. And now I invite you to slowly start coming back, maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes. Noticing the surface beneath you. Starting to come back to your natural breath. Noticing the space around you. And take a moment here if you'd like to journal something, feel free to do that. And if you would share your experience down below in the comments, it would be so beautiful to read how this experience was for you. I'm celebrating you, and I hope this was so helpful. As a reminder, this was the 4-7-8 breath to do just before you are about to do the binge, and it's here to be used as a tool for you to be present, grounded, mindful in the moment, so that you can be here, so that you don't get lost into autopilot. You are here in the moment and feeling a more sense of safety, groundedness. If you'd like more videos of breathwork, of how to deal with certain kinds of emotions, certain kinds of situations, I am more than happy to create more videos like this one. Just let me know what you would like down in the comments. If this video was helpful, it would be so helpful for me if you would give it a like and subscribe. And while you wait for next week's videos, check out these videos here. I believe in you, and I will see you in the next one.